today's episode, one thing I want to talk about is building an audience for your business, for your products, whatever it is you want to sell. If I speak to a few people on my email list, what I do is every month I send out an email and anyone can schedule a call with me and jump in and have a quick 10, 15 minute call, whatever it takes. And I dig deep into whatever they're doing in their business and get chatting with them. Some of them have great ideas, some of them just starting out. But one thing you find is that they don't have an audience to talk to yet or do anything in front of or promote their products to. It's the same, some clients I work with, you hear people talking about a new idea they want to do or create something. And if you say to them, well, who are you going to sell that to? They generally get a bit silent, thinking, well, I'm just going to put it online and sell it. And it really isn't that easy at all. You can't just think, right, I'm going to create a clothing brand tomorrow. I'm going to, here's my ethos behind it. Here are the designs, get something out and put it online and sell it. Okay, to do that and think like that is really, really, really naive. You can't just create a brand and put it on the internet and make sales. Okay, you've got to get people to your website. Okay, it's quite obvious. You've got to get people there. A lot of people have to have certain amounts of touch points with you before they even buy from you. Okay, do they want to know a bit more about you? Whereas someone who already has an audience can pretty much create anything and sell it. Now, if you listen to this, you're probably thinking, well, how do I start an audience? What is this? What's the next step? And in most cases, creating some kind of blog or a platform where you publish regular content to is the key thing to start doing. So if you're a writer, for example, you might want to start a blog. If you're good on camera, you might want to start a vlog like YouTube channel, or you could even start a podcast. You've got to have somewhere where you distribute some training and educational content to try and grow your audience. Now, a blog, for example, if you're publishing content every week, I used to put videos on YouTube and I'd put those on my blog and everything. And that's what helped me build up my audience. And I gave things away. And I just started teaching people things that I was learning at the time to help grow my audience in the WordPress type space. So this applies to anything. If you already have an audience, you can pretty much create anything and sell it. And by that, what I mean is, say if you've got a huge Instagram following right now, and you start trying to get some of those people off Instagram onto your email list. When the time comes, if they are following you and they're related, or stuff that you're producing is very topic, if it's a niche topic and they are really interested in it and they love everything you do, there's a high chance that you can create something that those people are going to buy from you. An example could be if you had a big following on social media, and you decide to create like a physical product, and it could even be like clothing, t-shirts, it could be like workbooks or journals or physical print books or even courses. Once you have an audience already digesting your content, it's so much easier to suddenly put something in front of them and say, hey, do you want to get access to my course? We'd like to pre-order this product from me. And that allows you then actually to test products and test pricing. That's another podcast on its own, all about pricing testing. But my point is don't just believe and think, well, hang on, I'm going to start up this business tomorrow and I'm going to start selling something. What you want to be thinking about is, this is what I love doing. This is the route I want to go. So let me maybe try and build an audience around that topic, that niche, that interest, that idea, whatever it is. Start blogging, start putting out content and building a following around what you do. There's heaps and heaps of examples of people online who've done this. Nathan Barry from ConvertKit, for example, he was writing about coding and software development and app development. He then he actually put out quite a lot of content all around that niche. And then he launched an app, and then he launched a book all around the training of everything he'd done around his product. But because he'd already built up a huge, huge following from blogging and putting out his coding and free training stuff that he was putting on his blog, he built up a huge audience. So when he came to sell his book, he already had people there hungry and ready to buy it. And that, just like I said, applies to everything. If you build an audience first, it's much, much easier to sell your stuff to. Obviously, the hard bit is building that audience. There's loads of ways to do it, but a consistent platform where you consistently publish content is the first thing to start with. Other than that, you could start reaching out and trying to do things like guest blogging and getting in front of other people's audiences, getting onto other people's podcasts, other people's YouTube channels, all these kind of things. You're trying to leverage other people's networks is obviously a very fast route. Otherwise, you've got to do it yourself, which is putting out your own content, getting that content out on social media, getting it shared, creating content that involves other people's content in a way. You can, if you follow someone's particular training or a blog post and you had good results with it, reach out to them and say, look, I had those results. And then you write your results based off the training that you learned from them. And then it's just getting people to share your content amongst them, just being a real person and getting out there and getting involved. But that's what you've got to start doing, build an audience. So creating regular content, putting out on your blogs, it's hard. It's hard work to build an audience. I don't need to think, this is going to be easy. But there's people out there who go, well, I can build a business, I can create this product and start selling it. Until you ask them who they're selling it to, they really don't. They really should wind back and go, right, maybe I should build the audience first. Doing it that way allows you to discover even if you actually like the topic that you are creating content around or the product you think you want to make. Now, obviously, this is different if you suddenly have a product idea and you can make something physically like a Kickstarter type product where you're like, right, I can design this product. I know where I can get it made or a template made or some kind of proof or a draft of this product, a physical product. Then you can put things on places like Kickstarter and actually build an audience quickly on there, because those people on Kickstarter are looking for products to invest in, so they you can get in front of a physical product in front of a lot of people quite quickly on those types of platforms. But people who suddenly want to create something and start selling it from scratch, again, that's a different kind of market completely, because you're trying to create a physical product and then get it into a shop or even get it mass produced, and then you've got to start selling it. But the same applies when it comes to selling it. If you already have an audience that want or are in the niche that product's related to, it's much easier to sell the product to them. So mostly, obviously, my stuff I talk about is online products, online courses, digital products, those kind of things. So for you guys that are just starting out, having a audience is key, or building the audience first. Just work on building and creating an audience of people who read your content, respond to your emails, and interact with you. Whatever platform it is that you do mostly, you're distributing your content on. So that is really my podcast for today, or this episode. I just want to get it out. Build your audience first. Focus on building your audience, and it's going to be giving away a lot of free content. That's fair enough. Give away good content, but that's how you build an audience. You've got to earn a trust from those people. You've got to earn trust, and that relies on you producing good content that they can then read and learn from you. Okay, and once you build that audience, remember it can take 7-10 times before you ever come to sell something. These touch points, people just don't come to your site and buy from you. Some customers can be on your email list for 6 months or a year before they buy from you. Okay, so just bear those things in mind. Build the audience first, get to know the audience, get that know, like, and trust factor in there so they learn to trust you, they like your content, and keep growing your audience that way. Once you get your audience, you can then sell your product. So that's it for this episode. You can subscribe to my podcast on iTunes and various places. Please leave a review and comment over there, and I'll be back in your ears with another episode soon.